We've got the management of Nucleus Software now joining us on the show. So we of course had the results come out for the counter in the morning, and we're seeing a good knock come in really, 2.5% lower as we speak. The numbers very subdued. In fact, the top line was at 74 crores vis-a-vis 73.9 crores last quarter. The profits as well just about marginally lower at about 10 crores vis-a-vis 11.45 crores last quarter. So we've got now Vishnu R. Dusad, the CEO and MD of Nucleus Software, joining us. Mr. Dusad, morning. Lovely to have you with us. You know, this quarter it's been quite sluggish.
Very good morning.
It's been quite sluggish as far as the top line is concerned. If you could drive us through the key reasons for the same.
You know, the orders have been slightly slow to come by. There is a degree of uncertainty in some of the markets that we operate in, especially European market, and that is the core reason for you know, the sluggish quarter.
Okay, are these, Mr. Dusad, good morning, Neeraj here. Are these trends that will kind of
Very good morning, Neeraj.
Trickle down into Q4 as well, or since the start of January you've seen a change from how Q3 was behaving?
No, I think it is going to be more or less in the similar direction. We are of course hopeful and optimistic that we'll deliver a better quarter than this one, the Q3. And that's all I can say about Q4 at this point of time.
So let's talk about how the different segments are doing, because I was speaking to a couple of your peers, Mr. Dusad, and they had to say that while services remain a bit sluggish, products didn't do too badly for them. How has it been for Nucleus? Products versus services and pricing overall?
See, products are, even for us, products are doing better than the services. And as far as the pricing is concerned, we are you know, able to get maintain the prices that we used to have earlier.
Okay, so so then tell us why this contraction in margins despite the pricing being maintained. Is it because of the fact that maybe certain variables like utilization may have dropped and that's the lever that you have for Q4 and the year ahead, or is there a slightly medium-term pressure on the margins front?
No, there is. I don't think there is any medium-term pressure on the margin front. These are, you know, some expenses which have come, you know, for this particular quarter. But we will have the revenues for those expenses coming up in coming quarters. So we are not expecting any pressure on the margins.
You know, also talking about the order book side then, were you able to add on substantially to that 237 crore order book that you had as of end of September? We do believe that the company won about 7 new orders in the December quarter.
Yeah, so now order book size as on 31st December was 266 crores. So we have been able to add a reasonable number of orders, and we are hopeful that we'll be able to take this book size further higher by 31st March.
How high can it be, Mr. Dusad? I mean, would you, by virtue of executing some and gaining some orders, maintain this 250, 260 crores, or you would go northwards of 300?
We would go northwards.
Northwards of 300. Great. The other bit, Mr. Dusad, is that you did mention that margins, there is no medium-term sustainable pressure on the margins front. Do you have the levers to take your margins up a notch, maybe 20 or 30 basis points from the current levels for the next quarter as well as for the first quarter of the next year, or would wage hikes in Q1 of the next year spoil the party there?
No, I cannot talk about the first quarter, but I can certainly talk about this quarter. We should be able to maintain these margins.
Okay, you will be able to maintain these margins. Great. That aside, Mr. Dusad, one, Megha was asking you about 7 new orders that you won in December. The other bit that a lot of your peers had to say was that while December was a great quarter, October, November, December, for winning in a lot of deals, because there was a large number of deals which came in the churn pipeline, it wasn't looking as great in the Jan, Feb, March quarter, to them at least. What's your sense? I mean, you did mention that you will probably maintain your order book, take it up to 300 crores. How is per se a large order pipeline looking like? Are you looking out to gain some very large deals from certain key clients, or that may not happen in the first quarter?
It may not happen in the first quarter, but we continue to talk to our large customers, existing and prospective, and yes, it is certainly encouraging. The discussions are very, very encouraging.
Right. And also given, let's just talk about the rupee as well in a bit more detail. Given the kind of volatility and the moves that we've seen, 7% higher already for the month of January, how are you looking to tackle the rupee at this point of time? Are you looking at changing your hedging strategy?
No, our board will maintain 6 months, revenue as our hedging position, and that's what we will rather maintain, because in one quarter you lose, in another quarter you gain. So over the year you are neutral. So we don't really spend too much time debating the hedging strategy.